Hi guys, so today we're actually off to Harlow to film someone I've absolutely looked up to for years in this industry. His name's Tom Coleman, he's a WBFF, PCA and PureElite Pro. And he's also done a lot of judging for the PCA likewise, so I'd be interested to get a bit of an inside insight into what judges really look for when competing, especially in the physique category. We're going to be training shoulders, so let's get straight into the session.
Reckless talk, but I got expensive habits. Don't step in short.
Something like that, innit? He's already got the men's physique pose going on. A little foot back.
I've literally always stood like that. I've always stood like that.
Have you got anyone prepping you?
No. That's why I need a coach.
Great start. It's a good start. It's fucking...
Exactly.
Right, if we start on bands then. Right, what we'll do, we're gonna hit all 3 points of the shoulder today.
Okay.
Twice. We'll go around twice. We'll just proper fucking put the pressure on. So, what would you say your side raise, your max is?
Not a clue. 15, 17 and a half-ish, I would say.
7 and a half. So we'll go with 7 and a half. Right. So if we start on 7.5 to start with. Just bring your elbows a little bit higher, just for us. There. Perfect. 10 of them bad boys. I want you to plant your heels rather than that.
Okay.
Plant your heels so you've got a solid foundation. And you are coming up, but just try and come back a little bit.
Back, right, cool. So what
Ever so slightly, it is a side raise, but I want you to come that, just so you're stretching it out a little bit more.
Gotta aim for the top like, hold up, yeah. I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got then, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your dust, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like OAGZ.
So we're gonna run the rack. Start on a nice easy weight. Try and give it the first few, you want to aim for 10 at least. Going up to your max weight. Adding partials in, I'll be there to help you. Then we'll have a little rest and then we'll run the rack back down again.
I got you with the switch, you know. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy.
Never do side raises, no?
No, I do raises. Shoulders for me usually. I always start on my pressing. I go to failure on my raises after pressing. But again, I would never do running racks. I would never do alternate weights. But the thing is, the way which I train is so basic that anything other than basic just kills me off like almost immediately.
It's not a bad thing though, mate. Basics are always where you got to start anyway, so it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, like
your pressing, your rears, and your sides are your main basics anyway. So what you'll find is a lot of physiques and people are different with training, so I won't go heavy pressing on shoulders.
Really?
I do a lot of volume on the side raise, I've always done that. I've never really pressed heavy, just because fucking elbow, shoulder, just don't like it. So I tend to do more volume on side raises, rears. I press, but I won't go heavy. From training down here for years, it's literally been that. Just old school fucking, the basics, heavy training.
Would you say that's like, do you change anything about your training going into prep? Or,
yeah, everything changes. My stuff will be, I'll still do the basics and the big compound stuff, but the nearer you get to it, you're going to want to take some of that out because you're going to get weaker anyway, but then you want to add in detail movements as well. So you've got to be thinking about the smaller muscle groups as well, and you'll be targeting them more. Yeah. A lot of people go straight in, and you watch all these Instagrammers and straight away they're doing all these detailed movements and they've not done the basics. Yeah. Which is kind of pointless doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you ain't got a muscle there already, why are you trying to do detail work? You want to build the muscle first and so you've got to understand your own physique first. Basics is perfect. Perfect foundation. That's where you want to be.
Yeah, I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, flow is like water. I'm forced through the fire, I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. And God came in the nick of time. They think I'm crazy, but I might be. Let's run it up, run it up, run it up. We beating the odds just to sum it up.
How's that, alright?
Yeah, it's all good.
You sure? Because you're putting one hell of a weird face.
I give 100% of me trying to stun on my enemies in my element. It's crazy as that might sound. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know.
Do they not say you meant to look at your muscle to muscle mind connection, or is that?
You try looking at your shoulders when you're shoulder pressing.
Good point. I haven't really thought of it that way.
And if I see you in the gym doing that,
Yeah.
I would go, what a knob. If you can focus on what you're training,
Yeah.
laughing, mate.
Okay.
And then the breathing is obviously,
Yeah.
you don't want to be holding your breath when you're pressing.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing. You're faint. You know what I mean? So try and get that breathing method into it.
Yeah.
I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. I'm in my element, ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Never switch up, never switch up, never switch.
So we'll do a front now, yeah? Do you want a machine or do you want dumbbells?
The machine's probably a little bit easier because then I can hide if I'm doing a pussy weight. So,
Dumbbells it is.
fuck's sake, I maybe shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah, I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah, I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah, keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah, I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced through the fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. And God came.
Do you want to spot with that?
No, it doesn't feel heavy, I just feel like I can't push my arms, if that makes sense. I don't know what I mean by that.
I think that's called pussy. If you're going in the gym on a Monday and you do chest,
Yeah.
and you do flat incline flies, and you do that every time, boom, boom, boom. You go in there, your body goes, right, I know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
I've not got to work this hard, I've got to work smart.
Yeah.
I've only got to apply this, this and this.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go in there and you go, you know what, I'm going to pre-exhaust my chest on flies first, then I'll do incline, then I'll do flat. But I change from a machine to a bench or whatever.
Yeah.
Keep changing it up. Your body has no choice but to work and to grow. So rather than going in doing the same thing day in, day out, just change it up all the time. Simple thing
Yeah.
is routine
Yeah.
or rep range. Just change that every time. Keep the muscle working all the time. Let's go.
I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Never switch up. 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 Keep that same energy. I'm in my element.
What you'll find is different federations call different quarter turns.
Right, okay.
So, and with your leg as well, there's a few little things where you can tweak. Piece of piss. Chin always up, mate, always up. The reason being, the second you put your head down, your physique follows.
Right.
So your shoulders, your chest comes down and you cast a shadow over your physique.
Right.
Now by doing that, if your judges are fucking 2 foot lower than you,
Yeah.
you're already doing that.
Yeah.
You already have fucked your physique.
Yeah.
So judges level, we're sitting here, you're
Yeah.
on a stage, you're already higher. The
Yeah.
second you're looking down, you're shadowing your whole physique and bringing it
Right.
down. So your front pose, first of all, that's your first impact pose.
Right.
And what I say is, it's your legs. Always start your foundation. So you walk in, foundation, and that back leg,
Is it slightly pushed
I
back
would
from-
literally put it in line, your toe in line with your heel.
Is it bad to look down at the feet to make sure that I'm doing it right?
Yeah.
So literally just...
Yeah. Don't ever fucking put your head down. Don't
Right.
do that. Don't ever do that.
Okay.
Right? You get used to it the more you do it. So that's your foundation.
Right.
On this, you want to be breathing out as you're doing it. So you're exhaling. So then when you hit that pose, you've got no air left in your body. Right? So everything's tight.
Right.
And like I said before with your lats, flare your lats and sink your shoulders on. So as you're coming in,
Right.
and that is it, they're resting.
Right.
Your hands are just, they're loose, but all this is solid in place.
Right.
So you're posing and you're breathing, you nail that now, then it'll be easier later on. You start nailing it now, when the fat starts dropping off and you start seeing it, you go, right, bang on, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the tweak he meant, that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Make it flamboyant, but make
Yeah.
it simple for yourself.
I was going to say about
Don't
that.
start going all like,
I was going to say, like, because last time I could tell that I was nervous, but how important would you say showmanship is for, like, marks-wise, in terms of between posing?
it's a thin line between that and
being cocky.
cockiness. Keep it simple for yourself more than anything.
Right.
Because if you start overthinking stuff and going, oh, maybe if I throw this in there, don't. When it comes to your T-walk, have a bit of fun, whatever, yeah, but
Yeah.
just stick to the basics.
Yeah.
That's what you're being judged and that's what they want to see. They obviously want to see a bit of character.
Yeah.
They want to see you smiling, mate. Like,
Right.
make sure you're smiling, enjoying it, but don't start going out there with this attitude like, yeah, I've got this in the bag, because that is really sour. And you clock it straight away.
Yeah.
When I was training back when I was 16, I did posing then, but I did the classic stuff.
Yeah.
So even if you look at some of my old posts,
Yeah.
when I'm younger, I'm still hitting classic poses because
Yeah.
I love them. I love that type of that bodybuilding. So I was doing it back then anyway. So when it comes to posing on stage,
Yeah.
like I said, my first show, I didn't do the poses they wanted.
Yeah.
I did the poses I knew
Yeah.
and what were good for my physique.
Yeah.
So it's probably why I placed high, but also I didn't win because it was sort of like
Yeah.
going against the grain.
Yeah.
But hold on a minute, the physique's good, he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I've always chased symmetry and proportion.
Yeah.
Never chase size. Right? That's the stupidest thing you can do. I want to be the biggest. Anyone can get big.
Yeah.
You want to chase symmetry and proportion. And I think that's always got in my favour with my type of posing, my physique and what I've done with categories. But I know there's areas what I've got to bring up because other areas are stronger.
And here's a question, and feel free to shoot down my hopes and dreams with this. To the point of September, am I millions and millions of miles out of, like, even if it with a 16, 20 week prep, I've got no chance, or like, my goal realistically is to place in one of the three. I'd like to at least place, whether I place 6th or fucking whatever.
So you'd like to place top 10 in at least one of them?
Yeah, at least one of the three. So I've got PCA Birmingham, PCA London, and then Miami
Easy.
Pro. What's that?
Yeah. If you're serious about it and you can focus on your diet and your training, easy. You can place top 10. Do not start looking at who you're competing against or other people or worrying about other physiques, especially on social media. One, because most of them are fake.
Yeah.
2, because no one's going to put out a bad picture, let's be honest. Like,
Yeah.
why would you?
Yeah.
And 3, they're not your competition, you are.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I never look at who I'm competing against, never. I literally zone in. I make up my own competition in my head. Every show's got its own reasons for being good.
Yeah.
Like when I done Vegas for the first time and turned pro, that was incredible. Like the experience, like the crowds, the big cameras, and you can see yourself on the screen on the back and that, the atmosphere, the fact I'm going to Vegas. I've never been to America before, so that was my first time in America. That was a brilliant experience, a brilliant time. Being there with all like UK athletes, like having a laugh and that afterwards, pool parties and that. That was wicked. And then other shows like the Hammersmith show I'd done years ago, I won my class, but then won the overall as well, which, you know, that's incredible, beating bodybuilders and open bodybuilders and that as a muscle model. I was like, fucking hell, that's like, that was a wicked experience. Don't let people get in your head.
Yeah.
When you're backstage and they go, oh, why are you eating that, or why aren't you doing that? Ignore them. You've got your process. Trust your process and stick to it. Ignore what they're doing, but feel free to query people and pick their brains and things like that. That's fine.
Yeah.